Let's see. Let's put this here. All right. So, hi everybody. Some of y'all probably know me. My name is Frank Estrada. I'm the founder of MoneFi, and I want to say Happy New Year's to everybody. This is kind of gonna go off the script, so if I do mess up a few times, my apologies. But I kind of want to do a one take, one session kind of thing. I'm inspired by some of the founders that I have met along my journey of, what it is to have, true ownership and accountability and being able to express, not only the highs but the lows of every journey. I know that when we're online and we're seeing a lot of social media, a lot of us get caught up in the FOMO or, what I translate as, the hype. And we don't really talk about, the weeklies, like I said, highs and lows of each individual journey. And I know like everybody has experience, every individual founder has their own story and their own journey that they have to go through. So a brief introduction of myself is I've worked in fintech over the last 5, 6 years, and I basically saw an opportunity to start something that's really close to my heart, which is create a platform that's dedicated to the small businesses of America. And while we're going through the transitions these past 10, 11 months, I've learned a lot of things. And I want to be able to give you a little bit of insights, a little bit of a first look of my firsthand experiences, and really give you a raw, unfiltered take on, you know, everything that we go through and everything that we're going through. And my hope is not only to inspire, but give hope to anybody that may be out there that is thinking about doing a startup or doesn't really even know where to start or doesn't even know anything about starting a business. And again, my hope is again to inspire or hope or even give some type of light into each individual's journey, right? So the last 11 months have been a whirlwind. I want to say that I want to start off with some of the struggles, right? Even if you went to business school, to some of the top universities across the country, or let's say you come from the school of hard knocks, nobody will be able to tell you about some of the challenges that you're going to be able to they're going to be facing when you start a startup. I think one of the first things that I did when I started, and I think the biggest challenge was to be able to get in front of a group of people and just start telling your story, even if it's very rudimentary. The thing for me that changed kind of the trajectory of where I went was I started going to events, specifically Latino, founder, investor-based events, where I saw myself just talking about my idea. Luckily, I formulated a relationship with a coding school in California called Sabio that helped me get to the point that I am today, which is having a very baseline MVP to be able to show not only the vision, but the direction of where we want to head eventually, right? Um, I think the thing that the biggest challenge that I faced personally was being able to accept change and being able to give up control. The thing about a startup that is a lot different from starting a business, which I have experience in as a serial entrepreneur with small businesses, um, uh, uh, mom and pop businesses, if you will, right? Is that relationships from that aspect translate to this aspect as well, even in the startup world. And the biggest challenge that I had to understand that you don't have to wait to start forming those relationships. And I wish somebody would have told me that. And I kind of learned that the hard way because I felt like I had to have a product first before I spoke to anybody. And I wish that I would have started forming those relationships a lot sooner than later. One of the things that have impacted my business is really being able to give that exposure to myself and my team. And one of the things that I've had to overcome is the fear and the imposter syndrome. That syndrome that everybody faces. Am I good enough? Will I be able to overcome this challenge, right? And over the last 11 months, I've gone from MVP development, working with a great team to get a baseline product, to formulating a team of great individuals that are really passionate about the vision of really helping underserved communities, right? Specifically in the SME sector. Um, and one of, I guess, going into, the challenges part is really recognizing that those in themselves, even though they are challenging, the fact that you passed them and you were able to at least get, let's say, get a very baseline product, a very baseline of top talent organized, right? That right there, you guys need to start transitioning and recognizing that as the wins and successes, right? Everybody translates traction differently. And as I speak more and more to investors, the very first thing that we talk about is revenue. And that's a question that a lot of people are scared about, right? Because you don't want to be able to say that, hey, I don't have a baseline of customers. I'm still figuring out my market product fit. I'm still trying to figure out the marketing aspect of it, right? The reason I say that is because these are challenges that I'm facing right now going into the new year, right? Really trying to figure out a market strategy that's effective, that will hit home with the SMEs, right? We think about a saturated marketing environment, right? Where as soon as you get on your phone, you start seeing ads, especially if you speak on it, right? The phone is able to recognize that and really trying to hone in on the hyper focus of, hey, is this something deliverable? So one of the things that I had a challenge with again was, being able to reward myself and say, hey, it is a big accomplishment that you were able to get a baseline product and a team formulated. But now the next thing is, right, making sure that you do have the right product fit, right? Um, the thing for me right now that I want to focus on is really start aligning the relationships that I have around me, really shut down any or knock down any kind of walls that's keeping me being successful. Because even as a founder, I want to be able to say that one of the biggest challenges that you're going to face is yourself and being able to take yourself out of your mind that, hey, the world is out to get me mindset or the world is not there to help me. And what I've learned from the people around me, specifically very genuine people that I met in the community, that all you really do have to do is ask, right? But more importantly, be genuine in your ask and being very passionate about what you do. Because I think that transcends over everything when it comes to formulating relationships. And what I mean is, you'll meet people that at points you'll feel that it's disingenuous, but it's not about their journey or you translating somebody else's emotion or their state or what they perceive you as. It's about you staying focused on your mission, your alignment, and your true purpose in life, right? And that's the things that I've learned over the last 11 months. And, we're in certain points where I can't prove certain data points to, investors. I don't have the answers to every question somebody might ask me. But the cool thing about it is I started realizing that I have an amazing team that's willing to help me formulate those answers and get to a point of a market penetration, which everybody wants to do, right? Is be able to put your market on out there and start seeing that attainment and that growth and that scalability. So, setting minute goals that amount to something greater is a piece of advice that I want to give to somebody, right? Um, I wouldn't be at this point with the product that I have, the team that I have, and are, positioning to try to get this product out by latest Q2 of 2024, right? Which is our projected, where we want to have our, our beta testing done, and we want to have products, a baseline product where it's scalability. And even then, right now, what we're facing right now is we're facing a pivot point, right? The biggest aspect of that is really understanding, how much you're doing, right? And what's executable, right? And I want to be able to say that it's okay, guys, to pull back and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I was wrong about this assessment that I had about my market research, and I need to be able to do that one thing very good, right? Which is something that I wish I would have listened to, because some people did tell me that at the very front end of this journey, right? And I think it's the excitement that you feel that you can take over the world, right? And say, hey, I can do everything, right? But it's rewarding because now I realize that I'm not sacrificing. These are roadmap items that I could eventually do, but if I can do the baseline product that's going to benefit the mission that I have, I think that's the hyper focus. So again, if I can reiterate everything that I just spoke about, guys, right? Last 11 months have been a whirlwind. A lot of them knowns. You don't have all the answers to everything, but I would say just jump in and trust the right people and trust your instinct when somebody's trying to give you that candid advice and they're trying to help you with your journey. Um, Kind of knock down those walls and accept that and bring that in, right? More importantly, trust the team around you, trust the product that you do have, right? Because all these things wouldn't come to light if there wasn't belief that this may make a difference or will make a difference, right? Um, I think that when you look at your struggles and challenges, you need to translate that to if you overcome it even a tad bit, that's a win right there, whatever it may be. Out of the litany of the list that I gave you, I would hope you take something from that because I know I gave a little bit and it's a little bit of a rant of a little bit of everything. But again, this is unscripted. It's not really structured because I want it like that. I want it to come out pure for the people that are listening to this. Um, I think that the biggest lesson I learned that I've learned 2023 going into this journey is really being able to um, understand yourself, you know, and that is it's hard because you have so many challenges you have to overcome. We deal on a day in and day out our professional challenges, but a lot of people, like including myself, I have a family, right? And you have to understand that people say work-life balance, right? But for me, it's just, finding a balance overall to really understand that you do have only a certain amount of hours in the day. And, not every day you're going to wake up and wanting to say, hey, I want to conquer the world. And that's okay, right? But being able to come back to a certain point and saying, hey, how can I keep the ball moving down the field? I think that's very important and something that a lesson that I've learned this year that I want to pass on to you that just find that point of always coming back to, your center. Some people call it Zen. Others may call it faith, but just coming back to that center and really understanding the mission that you want to accomplish this year. Um, in conclusion, right, I guess I want to summarize, when you start this startup journey, it's going to be wild. There's going to be a lot of unknowns. You're not going to have the answers to everything. But I think small attainable goals and listening and being open to being a part of, a community, taking chances with being a part of cohorts, right? Um, I've been a part of a few cohorts already that I didn't know who those people were, but I've learned a lot and I really embraced them. And they came to me, they've shouted me out, they've helped me in my moments of, hey, I need somebody, right? And I think that's the biggest takeaway this year. It's really being open to that advice, really being open to those relationships, and really understanding that those small goals and that hyper focus and really being able to reel back and align yourself when things seem fuzzy. You got to rely on your team and you got to rely on yourself. And I hope that really helps you, right? Again, I want to encourage everybody who's listening to this to follow this journey. I'm going to be trying to do a weekly session where I'm basically telling people, what my accomplishments were that week or my failures, right? I think that if you're interested in having conversations, need a friend, need advice, for me, I'm a big free 99 type of guy. I don't believe in monetizing, these kind of things that could offer help to somebody. So what I encourage any founder that's a part of the community or any professional that's a part of a community that's out there, even from the basis of starting a business or even understanding, a life journey, I would encourage you to reach out to me. I'm always open to talk and I may not be available all the time, but I will try my best to align schedules and see how I can be, a value to anybody, excuse me, that reaches out. Some of the upcoming topics and themes are yet to be written out, but this is kind of the baseline of what we're doing. It's called this series is going to be called Owning the Journey, and it's about accountability, challenges, and accomplishments, and really helping any founder, any person in general, with their own journey. So again, my name is Frank Estrada. I'm signing off for today. It's the first week of December. It's the first week of January. I hope everybody gets it going this week, if not next week, because I know some of you guys are coming back from vacation. But I hope this inspires somebody, helps somebody, at the very least, gives somebody hope. Again, this is Frank Estrada signing off. Take care.